It was an ugly looking house. It was white, kind of little. We couldn't really go out in the backyard because it was overgrown trees and whatever was back there. So we never played in the backyard because it was towed up. The front of the house, it had one brown door. It had 3 windows in the front across from the door. You walk in, it's a little step. Downstairs, you go to the right. The living room is right there. Then from the living room, that's the dining room. And then you would make a left turn, that's the kitchen. They had a small little hallway to the right. There was the bathroom there. And then it had 2 rooms in the back, one to the left and one to the right. And the upstairs is made the same way. My sister stayed upstairs. We stayed downstairs. My mom, my brother, my cousin Stacy, and my sister Bernice, my Rita stayed upstairs by herself because she rented the upstairs. But you only could get in the house through one door. It started on a hot summer day. We're all sitting in the living room. My mother, my sister, my cousin Stacy, we're sitting out there talking and laughing. And out of nowhere, the front door blew open with so much force. And when it blew open, we all, kind of turned and see what was going on. And we heard this big boom, 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 running up the stairs. I mean, it was hitting every step with so much force that we kind of sat there for a moment, but then we ran behind it to see, did somebody run in? But they couldn't have ran in because we didn't see nobody come in. We saw the door fly open, and we saw it, with the pounding of the stairs. And then as it ran up the stairs, wherever it was, it ran across the floor with so much force, boom, boom, boom. You heard the boom, boom, boom running across the floor. And as it approached the bathroom upstairs, it closed the door in our face. And we're looking at the door closed like somebody ran inside of the bathroom. So we on the outside of the bathroom yelling and screaming and all these sort of words that we're using. We stood up there for like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. So Stacy decided to go and get some pliers and the screwdriver and stuff like that and open up the door. But when he opened up the door, there was nobody in the bathroom. The window wasn't open. Only thing was going on in the bathroom was the hot water was on. And we were all stumped like, what just happened? But we did a lot of crazy things in this house that would scare the heebie-jeebies out of us. I'm about 11 or 12, so you see these things going on. We had the dog in the basement one night. This is another story, but we had the dog in the basement one night. And this dog was barking just like somebody was killing him. Somebody was killing him, right? When I let him out the basement, he shot out the basement and ran under the dining room table, knocking the chairs and stuff over. And I know this sounds crazy, but this dog ran up the wall, left side of the wall, boo-booing on himself. And he ran up the wall so far that it appeared that he ran across the ceiling down the other side of the wall. And that freaked out everybody. I'm like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I was scared to death. The house was always, it was hard for people to find. When you would tell them where you live, and we stayed on the corner house, and people would get lost and call us from the phone booth, because at this time there wasn't no cell phone. They would go around the corner and call us from the phone booth and said, where you guys, you said, where do you live? So we right on the corner, and I passed this house 100 times, I couldn't see this house. It was the craziest house that you didn't want to stay there by yourself at night because something was going to happen, and something always happened. Those is like just the main two stories I remember because they scared the crap out of me. But there was always something going on with my sisters upstairs. And so when we decided that we were going to move out the house, she always was afraid of her bedroom upstairs. And she said she used to get a creepy feeling up there. And it was the particular wall that she said, hey, it's something behind this wall, because I would hear things behind this wall, right? So my cousin Stacy decided to kick the wall in. And behind the wall, there was a rocking chair. A rocking chair. And we was like, stoplight. And we moved out. The house was haunted. It looked like the Amityville house on that program. It looked like that. But people would miss it all the time when they came over to visit us. They would never come directly to the house. They would have to go somewhere and say, you guys say you live where? See, we live on the corner, and nobody would get this house. When that thing came through the door and ran up the stairs like that, it was the most bizarre thing that we witnessed. I think it was some sort of poltergeist, some sort of entity that came in that house, because there was nothing else. I mean, we could look at the door open, so it did nothing run in, because we would have all witnessed something running in. There was just a doorway. And so when the door flew open with force and the stairs went boom, 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 all the way to the upstairs, and it was running across the floor, we were kind of chasing behind this thing. But the most bizarre thing was when it was closing the bathroom door in our face. I'm like, wait a minute. So when we got in there, it was nothing there. Only thing happened, like I stated earlier, was the hot water was on, and that was creepy. And we all kind of like, what the hell just happened? But we scared a lot of bizarre things, like the chair in her wall. When we kicked the wall in when we were moving, Stacy kicked the wall in, and it was the chair sitting behind her wall. And she always stated, something behind this wall, I hear it, And there was a rocking chair inside the wall. We just left it alone. We just got the heck out of there because it was scary. It's like, okay, all this time we lived here, this is a chair behind the wall. She always said it was this creepy. She just got this creepy feeling there was something behind that wall. So he just took the liberty to kick it in when we were moving, and there's the damn rocking chair sitting right there inside the wall. It was very scary living there, so we used to get just eerie feeling. It was just something that's always going on. You would hear noises. I never wanted to stay there by myself. Even in the daytime, it was scary. We stayed there maybe, I would give it about 8 months, and then we moved out because there was just so much disturbance with the supernatural that lived there also. It was just too much. And it scared everybody because we would see it. We were all witness whatever happened. We would see it at the same time. It wasn't like you would say something, someone would say, oh man, you off your marbles today. No, we witnessed this together, me and my family. So the house was haunted. I don't care what nobody say, it's haunted. The house was located on Plymouth and Hartwell in Detroit, Michigan. It's right there on the corner. It's the field now. I go by when I drive my plow truck, but it's the field now, right? And I used to always, and I say to myself, man, it was some scary days there. But it was right there on the corner, Plymouth and Hartwell. Regardless of what you believe, the supernatural is real. I mean, there's a spirit world out there that bumps into the real world. It's this close proximity with us. I believe that. So sometimes the force is just so disturbed and so powerful that it just rocked into the real world, and you see it, you hear it. So I witnessed a lot of scary things. I was at my father's house once over there, and he stayed on the north end, stayed on Owen Street. And so I'm over there visiting him, and I decided I was gonna fix a bowl of cereal. Now this is at his house, right? So when I set the bowl down, when I come back, the bowl is sliding across the table. I'm looking at this. I take off running. So this, it exists. It exists. I have a lot of scary stories moving to different houses. You witness, you can witness it sometimes. You stay still long enough, you will see something. So yes, but that's the story I always wanted to tell because it still puzzles me to this day what one of those stairs, and it was this, the magnitude of the sound and force going up the stairs as you're running behind it and you don't see anything. It's something from the spirit world. It's something, it's a poltergeist or something. And it happened. My mom was there. She saw my cousin Stacy. This happened to me on Owens. I'm laying in the bed one night, me and my little brother, and he sleeps like a brick. So I'm laying there, I'm hearing this entity come from out the basement. And I'm hearing it come up out the basement, opening up the kitchen door, coming into the back room where we were sleeping. When I'm laying there, I'm wide awake, and I'm hearing this thing come towards me. So I'm under the blanket with my head under the blanket, scared to death. Now I had to feel this thing crawl up on the bed, and he said to me, "Nah, I got you."
Ah, I got you.
And I scream, I yell, I scream, I yell so loud because maybe because I was a bad kid too. Maybe these things was visiting me because I was bad. But that happened. That was very scary to me. My mother used to say that to me sometimes, "You a bad boy, you know, them spirits, they riding your back." She would say stuff like that, you know. But yes, that happened at my father's house. Now we stayed at another house I could tell you about. It was a house, we stayed at Ohio Street. This house also was off Plymouth. It was between Plymouth and Elmira. And this house was haunted also. It was a woman used to walk around the house. We all used to see her. She used to have a big flower hat on one, a white top with orange pants. And you would see her walk by you and she would look at you and smile. And everybody would say the same thing. She would just walk past you and smile. My sister Rita was used to always see this woman, and she would just walk by and smile. But that was another scary house. But the list goes on. If I could sit here and just think about it, I could come up with maybe 5, 6 more. But yes, the spirit world exists. That was just scary to me, so I can remember a lot of the stuff. And it was just, when it ran up those stairs and then you looking at the bathroom door closed, like somebody's closing it, and you're running there and it's locked. You can't get in. You have to take some tools to get in. And you open this doggone door up and the hot water is on. It's creepy. That was probably one of the most memorable scary stories because I always go to that story to tell everybody. So it's just, it happened. It happened. And we're sitting there on a warm summer day and boom, that's what happened.